a lot of people don't realize the level of artistry that goes into making a fragrance.
When you're making a fragrance, you can tell them, these are my favorite flowers, or these are my favorite things.
Right.
And then they put it together, and it's terrible, because horrible things have to go in it, things that you would never want to smell, but then you put a tiny thing of it in, and it brings all of the other, variations together.
As an artist, I would think you would have a real advantage going through the process, because it is an artistic process.
I couldn't tell him what I wanted. I could tell him what I love, what flowers I loved, and that I like things that are deep and kind of, I like them rich.
You like a bold fragrance.
Yes, I really do. And I like it to be a little bit mysterious, and also I like it strong.
How did you finally know when you were done?
I had no reservations, do you know? I mean, we tweaked it a little bit, and then it was just done. And I just wanted to wear it all the time.
That's when you knew.
Yeah.
How did you arrive at the name Eau De Couture?
Actually, I didn't. Steve came up with it.
Yeah, Steve is the CEO of Scent Beauty. It sounds like it's already a classic.
It does.
Like you can't believe nobody used it. But then you're also the queen of couture.
Well.
And let's all hail. But it's very unique smelling. And
it is.
It is.
And I'm happy that it doesn't smell like anything else.
It's so beautiful, it's badass, and soon everybody will be able to wear it.
And men too. My mother wore Joy, which she guarded with her life because we were really poor. And I wanted to wear Taboo, and my mom said, you can't because girls don't wear that.
Oh. I'm guessing it's more in the opium kind of
realm. It was like
of
cheap opium, but it was very strong, and I was like 10 years old, so
not appropriate.
Right. Now my grandmother had lots of perfumes. She had a collection.
Okay.
And I think one was Shalimar.
I bet it was a Shalimar.
Right. My cousin Lindy and I poured them all into the toilet because we heard someone say it was toilet water.
Oh
so
my
we
God.
just
so you were like, this will scent the toilet.
Right. No.
Well, that's creative.
Right.
I want to ask you about some of the films that you've been in and the scent memories that they conjure. So good. What scent does that remind you of?
She wasn't allowed to do anything. No face makeup, no eye makeup, no anything. They dressed me all in men's clothing. Yeah. And it was just like bowling. That's what I smelled like. I smelled like bowling.
That must have been like a little beauty withdrawal moment for you.
You know what? It was so freeing. At first, I was crying. Curdy was making fun of me, and then the DP came up and he just said, "Cher, it's in the eyes. It's in the eyes." Yeah. And then I thought, okay, all right. I hope it is for me. So it was a hard thing, and then it was a great thing. It was really I felt so free.
Because you could just be in the character.
But I was forced to not be me.
What about Moonstruck? Is there a fragrance that you associate with?
Well, I was making my own concoction then.
Okay, interesting.
So I was using Jean Laporte vanilla.
Yeah.
And then I was using a really cheap thing called Ritz by Charles of the Ritz, and I just mixed them together. I'd spray them both at the same time.
So that was your maybe earliest starting to become perfumer that you are today.
Right, and I loved it, and I just wore it constantly.
What about some of the greatest eras of fragrance? I think this is more 70s, like Charlie.
I wouldn't have worn Charlie because I just wasn't that kind of girl. It was too fresh. I was kind of busy empowering myself for the first time then.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because Sonny didn't like perfume, so for 11 years I didn't wear anything.
You gave up perfume for your man?
Well, he just hated it. So.
Maybe he was allergic.
No, he just didn't like it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, he just didn't like it. And it was strange to me, but, that somebody wouldn't like, someone to caress them and just,
have that
oh, that's so
smell.
fabulous.